As some of you may know, I am an artist. Well, I draw anyway. I draw pinups of full-figured women, if you've seen any of my other artistic videos anyway. This is about a comment on a drawing I made fairly recently. I called it Pretty Atheist because I just threw a Bible into it. Here's the image itself. Just a messy-haired girl dropping a Bible out of her hand. I called it Pretty Atheist, and I got a comment asking a question. Basically, so here's the question. I wrote a really long answer, and I just figured it would be worth a video too. The question: I respect your opinion, and let's not speak of the Bible, evolution, and all these other common stints, but do you honestly believe the universe and all matter was created spontaneously? My answer was, I can't say I believe anything, because that word, I don't like that word believe. It usually means all or nothing. But there are good indications that all energy has possibly always existed. Matter is just supercondensed energy after all. Rather, I should say that matter is the word us human organisms use to describe the type of energy that is condensed enough for our limited physical senses to detect and interact with in this universe. So it could be realistic to say that if energy is eternal, then matter is just as eternal, but just as a different form of energy, and will return to being energy once that matter has been utterly destroyed. As for the Big Bang Theory, if that's what this question is asking about, it works because it is observed and proven that, well, as far as we can anyway from Earth, that all matter in the universe that we can see, or rather all clusters of matter that stick with each other by the gravity generated by so much mass in one place, another proof that it's all energy, are moving away from a single point in the universe at incredible speeds. And what do you call it when a lot of stuff flies away from one position suddenly? An explosion, or a bang. That's why we call it a Big Bang. Whether it actually banged or if it's just an expansion, who knows. But I can't say whether it had a beginning or if it's always existed, because no human can travel back in time at this time. It's not a power I don't think we'll ever achieve. Some people always say yet, because, you know, who knows how far science will go, but time travel, I don't know. Anyway, and we cannot currently reach that possible center point where the bang happened. We can't go back to see if a god was demanding things to begin existing in the darkness, or to witness one giant explosion among a series of possible series of expansions and contractions of the entire universe back and into that single point, and exploding and shrinking over and over through tremendous spans of time, of what we call time, which is another theory some scientists have come to in relation to the lives of stars and black holes and all that type of thing. Perhaps there are multiple dimensional universes, and this bang is really just a hole in one of them finding its way to leak like a broken dam into this once empty space. No one can know has always been the atheist point. No one can know. No tiny religion, not any specific one, just all of them, no tiny religion created by tinier organisms on a tiny spherical speck of matter in an insignificant corner of a relatively average galaxy in a universe so vast no human mind could even conceive of it properly, could possibly be enough to explain the complex wonders and stunning beauty that the universe, by chance and natural forces, what we call physics, has come to be. Only by analyzing what is actually happening and what can actually happen, as far as us humans and our machines can observe again, in our universe, can we come to any understanding of it. But our limited senses and machinery have not developed a time machine, nor a god phone, so we have no way of personally learning the actual process. So just always remember, anyone can have a hypothesis. That's when you take some idea of the facts and create your own idea out of those. But it takes provable evidence to have a theory. And know that anyone who claims to know 100% about the universe began, especially ancient Arabs, and then the Romans who re-edited and rewrote that book of Arab historical myth, has to be either a liar or completely ignorant to the fact that nobody can possibly know. Again, some people say yet. I don't think us tiny organisms would ever be able to track the entire universe. That just sounds a little, well, but no one said someone said no one could fly, so I could be wrong. Now, where was I? Again, I'm reading from a notepad, sorry. So yeah, they'd be either an liar or completely ignorant to the fact that no one can know yet. That's really the only point we try to make, that no one can know. We get stuck in the niggling little nitpicking sessions with the Bible verses and scientific facts, really just to dispel the spooky language of religion to allow actual observation of facts, also known as science, to not be seen as some sort of demonic conspiracy against religion or traditional values, which is a concept so ridiculous that only the most paranoid and uneducated, or rather de-educated, minds could come up with and believe. It's like saying, I fall to the ground when I jump, and then someone telling me that's a scientific conspiracy that I said that. Even after I show them that when I jump I fall back to the ground, they still, even after I do that, but they're taught by their parents or pastor or friends that all science is a conspiracy, just because one theory, the evolution theory, goes against Genesis. So they won't take the actual evidence and still not believe in gravity, yet they'll still use their cell phones, cars, TVs, computers, etc., all products of the very science they claim to oppose. That's an exaggeration, that example, of course, but just to show how ridiculous that kind of thinking looks to people with an ounce of brain power. And sadly, there are people out there who use the word science as if it were just a meaningless, dirty word. Well, I hope this sort of answered your question. The answer is that right now, there is no answer. And anyone claiming a 100% one is lying or ignorant. Therefore, I'm saying I can't tell you that one thing happened over another without being a complete liar myself, because I don't have the authority to do that because I wasn't there. But I can say what the evidence shows to be more likely to have happened, as opposed to what's not likely at all. There are a few theories based on provable evidence, and there are a lot of hypotheses not supported by any evidence. Faith is usually the word used in these instances. I tend to lean towards theories with provable evidence over as being more reliable than hypotheses based on faith. I can't imagine why anyone would want to choose otherwise, but apparently there are those who do. All it takes is a little bit of studying the Earth and universe to see the truth, the facts, all this science, evil science, but some people just don't want to open their eyes. Oh, and here's my contribution to the Images of Muhammad campaign. Look at sad little Muhammad. Oh well, maybe it'll look bigger after I declare war and death on all who wish to truly experience the joys of life. Creating too many targets for primitive-brained murderers to attend to. If people are willing to commit acts of violence based on a drawing, they are criminally insane and should be treated as such. Put them in jail.